Hello everybody, I hope you're having a good day. Welcome back to the Pop Culture Network channel. I'm your host Chris, and with me like always, my co-host Matt.
Hi. In today's video, we're going to be starting a new series where we talk about canceled movie, video games, and TV shows. In our first video in this series, we decided to throw it back to Star Wars, since every week we talk about Star Wars.
You're not wrong.
And this game is called Star Wars Battles of the Sith Lords, so sit back, relax, if you're still watching this video, and enjoy this beautiful content.
In the latter half of 2010, LucasArts contracted Red Fly Studios to begin working on ideas, demos, and mechanics for a Star Wars game featuring Darth Maul. Red Fly Studios would begin prototyping the game on October 9th, 2010. When Red Fly Studios first began pitching ideas of the story, they wanted to tell a story of Darth Maul's origins and ending with his death at the end of Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. There was complications with that because all Star Wars fans know Maul survived the end of The Phantom Menace and returned in Star Wars The Clone Wars. But LucasArts refused to let Red Fly Studios know the plot details of Maul's upcoming Star Wars The Clone Wars story arc. During a meeting with a representative from Red Fly Studios, George Lucas revealed his interest in Darth Maul working with another Sith Lord known as Darth Talon. However, this produced more problems because Darth Talon lived more than 170 years after Maul. So to fix this, Lucas suggested that instead of Battle of the Sith Lords focusing on Maul, it could instead focus on a descendant or even a clone of Maul. After this meeting with Lucas, Red Fly Studios began working with this idea, and finally their game's story was coming together. The plot would have featured Maul and Darth Talon pitted against Darth Krayt and his Sith army, with Maul and Darth Talon's motivations being that Darth Krayt broke the Sith rule of two and created an army. Besides the story aspects of Battle of the Sith Lords, the game was supposed to be like Star Wars The Force Unleashed, and it was supposed to be a third-person hack-and-slash game. Even though Battle of the Sith Lords was going to be like Star Wars The Force Unleashed, it would have also been drastically different, in the sense because it would have been more violent since you were playing as a Sith Lord. Red Fly Studios was going to allow you to be able to chop off people's heads and limbs, and Star Wars The Battle of Sith Lords was originally set for release on PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, Wii U, and PC. Math, what do you think about it? Go ahead.
Look, sounds interesting. I wasn't really paying attention when you were talking right then, but
I told you the story about it already. What do you think about the story? I know you said you didn't like the fact that they were going to use a clone or descendant of Maul.
yeah, I don't really like that idea of that. Someone's in the room filming us while we record, and it's very awkward. But I really like that. I really like how brutal it is, and how you could chop off heads and limbs. I really like that idea. I like that idea for a Star Wars game in a video game, I guess.
Yeah, I like that aspect too, because I mean, Sith Lords aren't gonna hold back like Jedi do. They're going to chop off people's heads and limbs, and win the battle at any cost. So I did like that aspect, but I feel like they had no choice but to go with a descendant of Maul or a clone of Maul, because Lucasfilm refused to let them in on anything of what they were going to do with Maul in their upcoming his upcoming story arc in Star Wars: The Clone Wars. So I mean, it really gave them no choice.
I mean, they could still, if they wanted to, they still could make this game.
Yeah, they could
set it before the end of his arc in the Clone Wars, and from Solo. Spoiler alert, he's in Solo.
Yeah, but they still have the assets for this game, and they have been They have actually, as of October in 2015, I think, they're still working on getting a prototype ready to show Disney and them to see if they would allow them to make another Maul game. But as of right now, that's not looking like it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I think they should. Disney needs to get away from the Battlefront games that suck.
Yeah, they do suck. They suck.
They need to delve into games that have good stories and have good characters.
Yeah, I also think we need more Star Wars games because the Star Wars franchise is so big and massive. I feel like they can make tons of video games out of that, and I don't get why Disney don't do that.
Well, it's EA's fault.
Yeah,
EA has had the Star Wars brand for 10 years, and they made 2 crap Battlefront games. They canceled one Star Wars game that
was actually looking promising.
People from Uncharted was gonna make, and they made a bunch of mobile games, but I don't play that shit.
Nah.
So they're really screwing this up, and I hope Disney takes the rights back and just give it to give the rights to different video game heads, and let's just let them make their games.
Yeah.
You want to make a Jedi Fallen game, one make a Clone Wars game, and one make a, I don't know.
Do one set between 6 and 7, episode 6 and 7.
Or even set before, between, or they're in the middle of the new trilogy. Have it like a, I don't know what you call it.
Like a in between.
Have a standalone movie.
8 and 9.
Yeah, like a bunch of rebels in the fight the first order. I don't know.
Okay, but anyways, so you think this story could have used some improvement on the story wise for this video game?
Yeah, I don't like how the Mandalorians, they look like a lot of them have a dark saber type weapon. I like the idea of the dark saber is like just this one weapon that it's sacred to the Mandalorians, and only the most or the best
the leader of them.
The leader has it. And that's just I could have had it if I was the Mandalorian.
Yeah. Okay, but anyways, on to the next section where we'll be talking about the gameplay footage and the concept art.
There is early gameplay footage and concept art for Battle of the Sith Lords. In the early gameplay footage that we have a link for you in the description below. Enjoy. You see Maul battling Mandalorian warriors. The gameplay seems to be similar to Star Wars The Force Unleashed, but probably more brutal.
Yeah, definitely more brutal.
You're able to chop off heads and cut off limbs. Man, from what I saw, it looks decent enough. For a couple of years ago, it looks good.
Yeah, I think
at early, I'm assuming it's early stages too.
Yeah, it was very early stages. But I think the fluid. It looked like Darth Maul fought with a very fluid motion, so I thought it was pretty nice.
Yeah, he wasn't fighting like you would see in a 1980s game. So.
Yeah, he wasn't stiff, so I thought it was nice. I thought it was very fluid and stuff like that. But besides gameplay footage, there's a lot of concept art out there that should be popping up on the screen as we talk about it. So,
if we did the editing right.
Yeah, but anyways, so what did you think about the one concept art picture of Darth Maul and Darth Talon together?
Is that the woman?
Yeah, that's the woman, the red woman.
Do not Google her.
Yeah, do not Google her.
That's a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah, but anyways, what do you think about the way they were looking?
It looked good. I mean, it's concept art.
Yeah,
it looks fine, I guess.
Then you also had the General Grievous looking guy.
Oh yeah,
Darth. Yeah, I don't know how to say his name.
Right when I saw it, I just yelled out, It's General Grievous with the red lightsabers.
Yeah.
There's nothing really new to that.
Yeah, you're right. And then you have the big bad Darth Krayt. He's on the throne.
Yeah, the Game of Thrones throne.
Yeah, did you what did you like the way he looked there, or did you like the other picture I showed you of the way he actually looks in the Legends?
I actually did how he looked in the concept art. It looked
did?
cooler.
Yeah.
In my humble opinion, I don't want to upset too many people now.
Yeah. But what did you think about the Death Watch female that we didn't have a name for?
I mean, she has one leg.
One leg? Yeah, it does look like she has one leg in this picture.
I guess her name would have been Hopalong.
Actually, no. You can see a second foot.
No, it's one leg.
That is one leg right there, and then there's another leg with a foot.
No, that's one leg. It's right here.
Okay, whatever. Just go over there and sit back down.
Isn't that one leg?
Nah. That's two.
Nah, it's
Okay,
one leg.
anyways,
Her
let's
name's
get-
Hopalong.
Okay,
I'm
let's
calling
get
her
anything.
Hopalong.
What did? What did?
You will be referred to her as Hopalong too.
Okay, we're not talking about Hopalong anymore then. But anyways, what did you think about Maul's hidden base or secret base or whatever you want to call it?
It's not very secretive. It's very big for a secret base.
Yeah,
Why does he need a secret base?
I don't know.
How would he get one since,
I have no clue.
Palpatine would always try to kill him?
Yeah, that's a good point. But hey, pay attention. But anyways, did you like the Savage Opress concept art? Even though he definitely would have not been in this game if it was set when they were going to set it.
Could have been in the game. Just
It could have been a clone of him, because I
I
mean,
don't like that.
you don't like the
No,
clone?
I don't like clone ideas.
Okay.
He could have been, in the mind,
Yeah,
like the Joker was in the last Arkham game.
yeah, it could have been. Okay, well, that's all we have to talk about the concept art. Next section, we're going to be talking about why it got canceled. The cancellation of Battle of the Sith Lords is one of the many casualties of George Lucas selling Disney the rights to Star Wars. Even if George Lucas never sold the rights to Disney, Battle of the Sith Lords was already having complications due to Lucasfilm not communicating good with Red Fly Studios. The communication trouble first began when they wouldn't let them in on the details of Maul's Star Wars The Clone Wars story arc, so they had to move their story to a different era in the Star Wars timeline. The communication between LucasArts and Red Fly Studios would only continue to get worse throughout the development of Battle of the Sith Lords. The communications troubles would continue until eventually LucasArts suddenly stopped communicating with Red Fly Studios at all. And eventually Red Fly Studios would find out that something was wrong. Soon after discovering something was wrong, they would be told via email that their project was canceled. So what do you think about
Kind of cold, just to send them an email saying, hey, the thing you've been working on for years now, it's canceled.
Yeah,
Goodbye.
I think that was pretty brutal of them just to
That's pretty cold.
cancel
Even
it
for
like
Disney.
that.
I mean, like I said before, I kind of wish we would have got this game other than the two Battlefront games, because at least it would have been an interesting story arc.
Yeah, I think it would have been interesting. I mean, I think anything that involves Maul is pretty interesting.
And the game footage that we've seen, it looks like a fun game, and Maul as a character has always kind of interested me. Even watching The Phantom Menace when I was in kindergarten, he fascinated me. I wanted to know more about him, and his arc in the Clone Wars, I wasn't too sold on at first, but what I grew to like his story arc and where they went with the character.
His
and
story,
then in Rebels, he's perfect in Rebels. So I think they, if Disney is smart, they would either force EA to make a similar game or just take the rights back and let someone else do this.
Yeah, and remember, at this point in time, we didn't know about Maul as much. The only thing we knew about in Clone Wars during the time of them making this game was that he was alive.
Yeah,
And we only had seen him one other time, and that was in the Phantom Menace in his first appearance, because we hadn't got Rebels yet. We hadn't got his story arc in Clone Wars yet. We hadn't got his two comics that are canon yet. And what else? We hadn't got Solo, a Star Wars story.
yeah.
So Maul was a pretty. We didn't really know much about him during this, so I think this would have been a very interesting
And it's still
game.
It still could have been. It still can be a very interesting game if they make a good enough story and they put it in a perfect spot in the Star Wars timeline.
Yeah. I think definitely what you suggested earlier, that the time between the end of Clone Wars and the solo Star Wars story.
Yeah,
I think that time in between there is something that Disney needs to look at exploring in Maul's.
Show him growing his crime organization.
Yeah, I want to see the growth of Crimson Dawn.
And the way his arc in Clone Wars ends, it makes it seem like he's under the control of Palpatine in some way, or he's working with Palpatine, or not working. He's forced to work with him. So but they never pick up that on Rebels. So I would like to see that.
There is something out there. Darth Maul, the son of Dathomir, explains how Maul gets away from Darth Sidious.
Yeah, I heard about that. I don't remember.
Because it was actually supposed to be all the unfinished Clone Wars episodes, because Disney canceled Clone Wars as they were producing season 6, and they released what they had already finished the season 6. But that was supposed to be one of the story arcs in season 6 was Darth Maul, son of Dathomir, and it was going to explain how he escaped Palpatine, and I don't know what he done after that, because I haven't read that complete story arc, but yeah. So now that we have come to the end of the video, at every end of the video in this new series, we will each give our opinion on whether we would have watched or played the cancel project. So Matt, would you have played Star Wars: The Battle of the Sith Lords if it came out back on the PS3?
Oh yeah, maybe not right away, but I would have eventually played it.
Yeah,
I like the Fall of Cybergiant game. It took me 10 years to finally play this game, but I love it. So yeah, I would have definitely played this game.
Yeah, I definitely would have played this game because I enjoyed Star Wars: The Force Unleashed, and from what I saw, it was very similar to Star Wars: The Force Unleashed. But yeah, I definitely would have played it.
We hope you enjoy the video. Remember, our first podcast episode will be releasing either Sunday or Monday, so give that a listen if you want. We'll be going over everything that went down at E3 and other movie news that happened that previous week, and much more. And I will be posting a clip of the podcast on our YouTube channel, so if you want to give that a watch too, please do, and give us a like and subscribe.
If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button. Also, let us know down in the comment section if you would have played Battle of the Sith Lords, and also let us know what other canceled movies, video games, or TV shows you would like to see us cover in this series. Share this video with a friend, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be one of the first people to watch our new videos every Tuesday and Friday. Also, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, like us on Facebook, and until next time, have a good day.
Bye-bye.